a European Central Bank president, which we all know as Christine Lagarde, envisions direct digital currency use. Now, what do people say by that? Well, what we're talking about here now is, you know, you can do peer-to-peer transactions, which we've been talking about for quite some time. Okay, so I can send direct to Mike or send direct to, yeah, and not having to go through a banking system at all. But it's also is going to make up for remittances and that sort of thing on international movements. What are changes going to make with the crypto platforms? Or like back on, like Ethereum is one of the largest out there. So pretty cool what's going to happen there. And anyway, what I just wanted to find out there now is, Mike, did you want to say anything more about what we're just discussing there? The bankless, I'll unmute you, Mike.
Thank you.
Go on.
An interesting little point that China is intending to bring out its own cryptocurrency, its national cryptocurrency in place of a paper currency. So that we should see signs of that this year. On the other instances, I mean, even in China, 3 banks in China were collapsing, and the Chinese government stepped in and took the banks over instead of letting them go. So there's a clear measure we're going away from traditional banks. And there are a couple of organizations, they're banks, but they don't have premises except their back office. They don't have cash points. They use other companies' cash points. So that's definitely the way to go, because the cost of acquisition for collecting £100 or €100, $100 for a bank, they're probably spending £50 or £60 or $50 or $60 in the costs of running the operation. So it's uneconomic to work as they are now. And with the ability that we've got to use digital currencies, it makes sense to use those. And I think more and more banks will go that way now. And that's my lot, I think. I've spoken enough this week.
Well, I've only got one more thing to add in there, which was quite interesting, I thought, this week, is former Barclays banking executive, I think his name was Mark Hipperson, is to launch UK's first regulated crypto bank 2020. So there's going to be lots happening in this space in 2020. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So without further ado, Dave, you've come off mute. Are you wanting something to say?
Just on what you were saying, actually, just the speed of things and how things move and you don't realize. That video you showed us from YouTube, how old's YouTube?
Goodness knows.
It will be 15 in February.
I don't remember when it started, to tell you.
It will be 15 in February.
It will be 15 in February.
Yeah. So 15 years ago, we didn't have YouTube. And where do you go for most of your information quickly now? Where do you need, if you need the instructions for anything, whip onto YouTube. People watch YouTube of an evening instead of the TV. It's become part of everyone's life. 15 years ago, it didn't exist. That's how quick things become part and parcel of everyday life and just become accepted.
Well, if you want to find out something, you go onto YouTube to see if there's a video about it. Whether it be fixing a car or fixing an electric kettle.
And so it's just become part of your life. 15 years ago, it wasn't there.
So that's 15 years ago.
That's just how quick it becomes. It's not just the fact that it comes and develops, it just becomes part of your life and everyone's accepting it now. Again, a bit like the way that we're all doing online banking. So we're all doing digital banking. We're not going to be using cryptocurrencies all the time, but we're all using digital banking every day. Every time you take money out of a cash point, it's digital.
For sure.
Always, all it is. Yeah. Anyway, happy birthday in February for YouTube. We'll have a party, shall we?
And why not? Okay, right. Okay. Without further ado on that sort of, guys, I think that's about wrapped it up. A short one tonight. But a good way to start into the new year. Just happy new year to everyone again. Thank you for everyone that's come on. And we will be back next Tuesday. So just excuse me, I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop Facebook Live first.